This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Celtics out in Boston. Looking at Boston, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. All right, looking at Jared Sullinger. Came into the league and most thought he would just be a role player, but Kenny, he's shown that when he's healthy, he's on the floor, he can be a significant contributor on offense.
Well, you know, the role player word is a little misused because everyone has a role. Some guys score more, some guys rebound more, some guys assist more.
Some guys talk more.
And some guys talk more. And he's added a three-pointer to his game, so that gives him a bigger role, more impact. But you just got to be careful around this guy because you really can, if you're not defending him correctly, he can get 15 or 20 points pretty easily.
Ernie, hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but this guy has a back advantage over all the players. He uses his backside very well. Defense, he makes him go where he wants him to go.
I've just been told you can't say that as we turn it over to Kevin Harlan.
Back advantage.
No, I was just...
Presents Thursday night of the NBA. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. It's getting noisy here in Boston. We're at the home of the Celtics. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, at the floor it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Jordan is out there with Rose, and it's Pippen in at the 3 spot. So it's Chicago now. Here's Jordan. Carries it from about 10 feet away. Jordan's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Bulls. Boston took a lot of steps forward last season with their coach, Brad Stevens. Still, though, their defense was near the middle of the road. That will need some tweaking.
Yeah, and you could say that seemed to be the limiting factor, Kevin, in how far they eventually went. Strange, given how several years ago they were an offensive juggernaut.
Here's Jordan following the score by Kevin Garnett. Jordan kicks to Rose. Can't make good off the screen. Chicago on defense to the paint. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Allen. Rondo's got his first points in this one.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Now here's Allen, following the miss by Michael Jordan. And Boston with the rebound.
Well, at least he had the presence of mind to change the shot when the defense got on, and you got to improvise sometimes.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg. Just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Here's Rose. Here's Pippen. And the Bulls with another miss.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Pippen with the steal. In transition, here come the Bulls. And finished off by Rose.
And the guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket, and don't let them set up the defense.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on the head foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Last season, the Bulls were a tough match, had solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed for them.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, and actually excellent talent to make it special. That combination is a winning one.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Gasol on the high post, uncovered. Here's Noah. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points. And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And here's Rose following Larry Bird's 3. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Parrish, he's checked in for Russell. Pierce comes in for Kevin Garnett. And Thomas subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Then for the Bulls, Rodman, he's checked in for Noah. Butler comes in for Pippen. And it's Jordan in for Michael Jordan.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was. They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
Yeah, and watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Rose attacking. And a wide open look for Jordan. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Really nice way to get your first bucket of the day.
Thomas against Rose. Thomas kicks to Bird. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Bird's got 8 points.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Now here's Jordan. Parrish against the rebound.
Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Bird dishes to Parrish. Nobody near Allen. The three-pointer, no good. Bulls trail by 6. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Oh, and the jam by Rose.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friend.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when the team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
The drive by Jordan. Nice open look, but it's no good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Three-pointer, Butler, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. The offense coming free. And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very safe.
The only hard part of that decision is leaving a place that you live.
I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks busted and stacked up.
Well, I don't know how he would address that question, but I do know he's feeling real good about his decision. I mean, taking the Celtics to the playoffs in just his 2nd season. I mean, I think he's one of the bright coaching stars in the NBA today. It was in the NBA's game, and college basketball lost, and he moved on to the Celtics.
Well said.
But the truth is, I was shocked.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
They've been a well-oiled machine offensively thus far.
They've kept the ball moving, Greg, and their opponents chasing after it. That's how they've piled up all the points.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Jordan is out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's Pippen. Then there's Noah. And it's Rodman in at the power forward.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
You know, one of the things, guys, that impressed me about the Celtics was the number of assists they had. I mean, they really focused on moving the ball. And when you do that and you have shot makers, the assists pile up.
Jordan with the bucket.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
It's Pierce on the wing. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. No good. Bulls have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Back to Jordan from past the arc. No good. Now Boston takes it the other way. With the Celtics and their assists, they were second in the league in potential assists per game, meaning shots they missed that if they made would have been assists.
and that is a good thing if you weren't sure. I mean, they were sandwiched between the Hawks and Warriors in that category. Pretty good company to be in. So they move the ball well. They just need to get a little more consistent at knocking down open shots.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He was intent on running the offense through Jordan. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
McHale kicks to Rondo. Launches a three. The shot no good. Jordan with some nice D. Guys, we've seen some...
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Some changes for Boston. Larry Bird's checked in for McHale. And it's Allen in for Thomas. Chicago also making some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Rodman. Butler comes in for Pippen. And it's Rose in for Jordan. Allen for three, and that one's good. Allen's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Chicago leading. Down low. A reverse. And it's sent back by Russell. On the wing, Burke. For by Gervin. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Well, so far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit.
That bucket in no time at all. Now it's a 4-point Boston lead. Rose gets to Gasol. Back to Rose. Lee Perez was put in just the right spot. Rose has got 8 points.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Nice ball movement by Boston. Three-pointer, Bird. Some solid defense from Butler.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Parrish is checked in for Russell. We got 33 seconds left in the first half. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, his fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injury. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teaching. You either have it or you don't.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D chills.
And, guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Bird pulls it in.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions here.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Celtics out in front, leading by just one. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Some nice stretches of basketball from them, and at one point they pushed the lead up to 7. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about.
Start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. It's been one outstanding game from Larry Bird.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
We've got Bird. Rajon Rondo is out there with Allen. It's Garnett, and it's Russell. And at the center, locking down the middle. That's the Boston 5. The Celtics with the lead. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season, no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Bird, the pass to Garnett. From deep. They get it again. Russell dishes to Rondo. And here's Bird from the arc. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got 6 assists now in the game. Bulls trail by 4.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road to illustrate how good they are on the road. Last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
Stolen by Rose. Into a floater. For Chicago, they have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. And the first one drops. Boston making some changes. McHale comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Pierce in for Larry Bird. And so he hits both. The Celtics have got just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And stolen by Jordan. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Yeah, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Sullinger's checked in for the Celtics. Thomas comes in for Rajon Rondo. Bulls also changing it up. Rodman comes in for Joakim Noah. And it's Jordan in for Scottie Pippen. That's good. 14 points for Derrick Rose.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Pierce for 3. Count the bucket. Pierce has got 10. And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Boston. Chicago also making some changes. Gervin's checked in for Rodman, and it's Butler in for Jordan. Here's Jordan. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 8 points for Michael Jordan.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
For three, Pierce. It's in. He's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
The drive by Jordan.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really, in a game, you got in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And Roy didn't ever on that play.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Calls timeout.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Looking at his output.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of player. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on. Clark, he had to go for it, didn't he?
Hey, he's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if you missed it, I might have.
Butler against Bird. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring, but let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And the rejection by Pitch. About 7 seconds up in the shot and game clock. Allen kicks to Bird. 3-pointer. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game.
Look at that shot! Oh, did that go out? Oh! And at the close of the 3rd quarter. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. Chicago trailing here. So for Chicago right now, at the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Jordan is out there with Jordan. And it's Pippen in at the small forward.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Allen passes to Rondo. And here's Bird for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound on the night. It's Jordan on the wing. Here's Noah, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Just a great battle these two teams are waging here today.
Boy, it sure is, and I'm getting the sense that this game could end up being decided by just 1 or 2 plays down the stretch.
And here's Bird for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Jordan.
Oh! Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he can't guard something like that at this stage of the game.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He told them it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
The Bulls leading by 4. It's Pippen with the drive. Kevin Garnett with the steal. On his own on the break. And here we go. Rondo with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Nice ball moved by Boston. Bird against Jordan. From downtown. And it's Larry Bird with the 3. Bird's got 12 points in just the second half. Outside Gasol. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. And the Bulls lead by 3.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle with their offensive end.
Shots good from Bird.
They are wreaking havoc on them with the three-point shot here.
The defense has no answer right now. Even when they've gotten a hand up, it has not seemed to matter.
A nice shot by Jordan.
Key bucket, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Boston's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Allen kicks to Bird. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Bulls have gone 5 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Allen dishes to Bird to take the lead, and that one's good. Bird's got 9 points in the quarter. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Boston.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they defended the rim, as they challenged every shot and also got quite a few blocks as well.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Without question, Larry Bird displaying his skills today.
He's been locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room and definitely paying the price for it.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. And guys, here in the fourth quarter. Still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
It seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Back to run. On the wing, Bird. Down to 5 on the shot clock. But they'll get another chance. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Bulls have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. And it's Pippen missing.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Gasol with the steal. The drive by Jordan. Allen with the rebound. This possession gives him a chance to take the lead.
And they don't want to let it slip away. He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Chicago calls timeout. They're trailing by 2. 50 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference, baby.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
3-pointer to Bird. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Rose goes in. It's good.
I'll tell you what, this is the white-hot version of Derrick Rose right now.
Guys, it's come down here to a very important possession.
Yeah, zero tolerance for mistakes here.
3-pointer, Bird frames it from downtown.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the clutch.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're down by 1. 19 seconds left in the game. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Rondo against Rose. It's stolen by Rondo. And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. You got to stop the clock any way possible. And hope the alligator arm a few of those free throws.
It's the first that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark continued to wait out until the very last moment to see it.
Yep, and it might not be the way a coach would have drawn it up or wanted it to end, but these fans love it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille.